Hello guys, it is Jazz359 with another video of Vancouver Narvaez International Airport. This is the second airport update. We don't have much, it's just a bunch of different routes and stuff. This is going to be the last one for like 2 weeks before Christmas because I got something very big planned. Plus, I have a massive announcement at the end of the video. So, let's get into it with this United Airlines Boeing 787-10, which is departing off of runway 08 left out to Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. Then over here on 08 right, we have this All Nippon Airways Airbus A380 coming in from Honolulu International Airport. Awaiting takeoff is this American Airlines Boeing 777-200LR, which will be departing out to LAX. Behind that, we have this Air Canada Cargo 767 Boeing converted freighter, which will be heading out to Mexico City. Behind that, we have an Air Canada CRJ200, which will just be conducting a short little flight out to Vancouver International Airport for a long flight out to Calgary. Over here, we have this United States Air Force KC-135 from McConnell Air Force Base, which will be heading to McConnell Air Force Base, obviously. Over here, which is just waiting for the ANA A380 to clear the runway, is this UPS 747-8 freighter, which will be heading out to Louisville, Kentucky, which will be departing on 08 left. So it will just cross. Now we're gonna head to the taxiways because I want it to be different today. So let's get right into it. So we're gonna be starting off the taxiways with this Cargolux 747-8 freighter, which has just come in from Anchorage International Airport and is just taxiing to its designated stand. Over here, we have a British Airways A380 just taxiing to the terminal after finishing up its maintenance check at the Airbus plant. Oh yeah, speaking of the Airbus plant, one of the Concords is almost done and will be handed to the Heritage Museum, which is here. So, heading over here, we have this Air Canada A220 pushing back, which will just be heading out to Calgary. And all the way over here, we have this Air New Zealand 777-300ER. It is custom, so it's pretty messy, which has come in from Auckland and is now taxiing to its gate. Over here, we have a British Airways 787-8, which has come in from London Heathrow and is just pulling into its gate. And then over here, we have a UPS 747-400 freighter, which is just taxiing out to Anchorage International Airport. So now that that's out of the way, we're going to be heading over to Terminal Bravo and then to Terminal Alpha. So starting Terminal Bravo off is this Flair Airlines 737 MAX 8, which will be heading out to Calgary. Here we have an empty gate. Here we have an Air Canada 777-200LR, which will be heading out to Toronto Pearson International Airport. Another empty gate. We have an Air Canada 777-300ER, which will be heading out to London Heathrow. Next up, we have this WestJet 787, which will be heading out to Tokyo Haneda. I think that's the route, or it's Narita. I have no clue. Over here, on the other side of the terminal, we have an Air Canada 777-300ER, which will just be heading out to Calgary. A WestJet 787, which is also heading out to Calgary. An empty gate. An Air Canada 777-300ER, which will be heading out to Tokyo Narita. Empty gate. Empty gate. Over here, we have another Flair Airlines 737 MAX 8, which will just be heading out to Windsor. Not Windsor Locks, Windsor International Airport. Then another Air Canada CRJ-200, which will be heading out to Calgary. So that's it for Terminal Bravo. And now we're heading out to Terminal Alpha. So we're going to start off Terminal Alpha with this Qantas Airbus A380, which will be heading out to Melbourne, just getting ready to push back. The gates have already withdrawn, and they're just waiting the truck to hook up. Over here, we have this Lufthansa Airbus A350-900, which will be flying out to Munich. A United 787-10, which will be heading out to Honolulu. An Alaska 737-900 in the Our Commitment livery, which will be heading out to Anchorage. Another Qantas A380, which will be flying out to Perth. Another Lufthansa A350, which will be flying out to Frankfurt. Over here, we have a Flair 737, which will be flying out to LAX. An American 777, which will be flying out to Dallas. An Air New Zealand 787-9, which is just getting the catering truck to load food on. It's just arriving now, which will be heading out to Auckland. A United 787, which is getting the gate hooked up, which has just come in from San Francisco. An Emirates A380 getting catered up to head out to Dubai. Another Emirates A380, which is heading out to Dubai. An empty gate, which is awaiting a British Airways 787, which has come in from London Heathrow, which I already said. A KLM 777 in the Orange Pride livery, which has come in from Amsterdam and will be heading back out there, just getting the baggage loaded on board. We have a Southwest 737-700, which has just come in from, which has just come in from Miami. Wait, no, not Miami. You can't make it that far. LAX. And finishing it all off is this KLM 747-400 Combi, which is just loading up with horses and stuff to head out to Amsterdam. So that's it for Terminal Alpha. So we're probably going to head to the cargo stands now. I'm not sure, probably. So, yeah. So we're starting the cargo stands off with this UPS 747-8 freighter, which is getting the cargo loaders to arrive soon, and it will be heading out to Anchorage Ted Stevens International Airport. A UPS MD-11, which will be heading out to Louisville, Kentucky. A UPS 747-400 freighter. Wait, focus. Okay, there. UPS 747-400 freighter, which will be heading out to LAX. And another UPS 747-400 freighter, which will be heading out to San Francisco. Now we're heading to the other side of the airport where the other cargo gates are and the military base. So starting off the military base, we have the AN-225, which is loading up, I think, 6 armored vehicles, and I think it's some sort of ICBM. I'm not sure. I think it's a HIMARS system, I don't know. And it'll be heading out to Hostomel to help the troops. We have a McConnell KC-135, which will be staying the night and then heading out to LAX. Then over here, we have Air Force One, which is still here waiting for the president, and then it will then head out to Joint Base Andrews. The 3 B-2s are still here. They're still awaiting a mission. We're currently restoring a Pan Am 747 SP, so that's pretty cool. The C-47 is still here. We have 2 777Xs, which are still awaiting their test flights. And now we're heading over to the other cargo gates, which will then wrap up the update. So over here, we have an American 777-300ER, which is doing an all-cargo flight to Honolulu. An Air Canada Cargo 767-300 BCF, which will be heading out to Toronto. A DHL A330-200F, which will be flying out to Leipzig. And finally, we have a KLM 747-400 Combi, which is going to be transporting some rich guys' exotic cars out to Amsterdam. Yeah. So, about that big, news I was telling you about, we have these, first of all, I'm not going to be doing airport updates for the next 2 weeks because of Christmas and all that, and I really got to clean up this airport. We're going to, we have an entire series planned, which is going to be a trip report. Yep, you heard me. First ever trip report on the channel, which will be, wait for it. Oh yeah, Toronto to Vancouver to Anchorage on Air Canada. So we're gonna be flying an Air Canada aircraft over to Vancouver and taking a cruise. Yeah, you heard me. A cruise over to Anchorage, where we will then fly Alaska Airlines back to Vancouver and then to Toronto. And I'm going to film the entire thing. All week, one video a day, trip reports, flights, cruise updates, tips and tricks on Norwegian cruise lines, all that stuff. And also, somebody got tickets to the world's biggest air show. Yeah, you heard me. I'm going to Oshkosh in the summer. Going to Oshkosh. I still don't know what's going to be there. I hope a C5 because London was supposed to have a C5 and an A400, but they canceled. I just got to get this to focus. Yeah, it's not focusing. So I might be able to see a C5. I'm going to do plane spotting in every airport. We're going to have probably a 3-hour layover in Anchorage and Vancouver. So we're going to do a 3-hour live stream. Yeah. There's going to be a Christmas live stream. There's going to be a Boxing Day live stream. Yeah. It's going to be massive. I'm going to do a massive unboxing on Christmas Day. Yeah. We got a lot of plans. So I got to clean this whole thing up to prepare for Christmas. Yeah, you heard me. I'm probably going to do one more video before Christmas, which is going to be about our little friend, the KLM 777. We're going to do an unboxing because I still have the box. Yeah. That's about everything I wanted to say. So I guess this is it. So, see ya.